Yo, what's going on guys? ARPG here, and today I want to talk about Project Awakening. More specifically, where the hell is this game? It was recently TGS, and of course, I was kind of hoping, we were all kind of hoping, that maybe we might just hear some more, see some more from this game. Even a tiny bit of information, a tiny little 10-second video would have been great. Alas, that was not the case. So in this video, I thought I would kind of just wrap up what we currently have on Project Awakening and kind of just talk about where we're at right now and where the hell is this game. So if you guys do enjoy this, a like would be super appreciated. If you guys are looking forward to this, or maybe you're just like, oh my gosh, I forgot about this game, let me know in the comments down below. And of course, if you have been enjoying the content lately, then definitely don't forget to subscribe because we've got plenty more videos coming your way. But first things first, when I first saw this, I was super excited. Yes, it was one of those like super early gameplays, but I just like these kind of things, right? I love action fantasy. I love kind of those games with like tight controls. You know this, whether it be Monster Hunter, whether it be Astral Chain, Neo, or Tales of Arise recently, anything like that. I just love these kinds of games. And as a result, when I first saw Project Awakening, I was like, yo, this could be cool. And I've been waiting a long time. Now again, obviously recently we had TGS, and I'll be honest, TGS as a whole this year didn't really deliver too much. I feel like obviously the current climate is making things difficult, but regardless, they've gone pretty dark. So where are we currently at? Well, let's take a rewind and go back and take a trip down memory lane, because this was initially announced way back in 2016, before we even saw the sort of bang gameplay. Then fast forward to E3 2018, and we got the little snippet, the kind of really cool looking one, and this is of course is the one that got everyone super excited. Now for those of you guys maybe that haven't been following or don't know too much about it, the game is being developed by Cygames. They're of course known for games like Dragalia Lost and Grand Blue Fantasy, which by the way is another game that I'm also waiting for. Grand Blue Fantasy looks fantastic. We've done plenty of videos on it on the channel before. That's another game they've gone dark. These companies, if they think I forgot, I have not forgotten. I have still got a list of these games and I'm still watching them. So one of these days, please give me an update. But regardless, we're not here to talk about Grand Blue Fantasy. Those are some of the things that Cygames have worked on. This game, however, Project Awakening, of course, takes heavy influences from games like Monster Hunter, Dragon's Dogma, both, of course, it goes without saying, incredible action RPGs with deep mechanics. The game is being developed by Junji Tago, who previously had been working at Konami since the early 2000s. He was assistant director on the critically acclaimed Phantom Pain and MGS5. The main producer is Kenichiro Takaki, who is known for working on the Senran Kagura and the Valkyrie Drive series. I haven't really played those ones, but if you guys know them, then fair enough. The main artist for this game is Ryosuke Aiba, who's known for his work on the Final Fantasy series and also made contributions to Blade Wolfric in Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Now, of course, that was sort of the initial setup, but then in May, we did get some information. There was a Famitsu article, and Atoshi Ashihara from Cygames, the CTO and the director Junji Tago, both highlighted that Project Awakening is very much still alive and is being co-developed alongside their new engine. So, despite the fact it's been quiet, this game is not dead, apparently. To reference some of the stuff they said in the interview, they mentioned the Project Awakening and the Celesta game engine are being developed fully in tandem, so the direction of the game's development influences that of the engine and vice versa. In fact, he is at the helm of both projects at the same time. He's keeping in mind both what he wants to achieve technically and with the game. He believes that as someone in a technical role, wanting to make an engine never seen before doesn't make much sense on its own, disjoined from wanting to create a fun game. On the other hand, however, as a director focusing on the game, he would not be able to make full use of the capability of the engine if he did not keep in mind the technical side. So he has the advantage of understanding both of these aspects of development, so he's aiming to achieve something that meshes them well. Now, Project Awakening, they said, is being developed with the aim of a realistic look, so the engine is being adjusted to further that goal. The original aim was to create the ultimate engine for AAA games, so it's designed to support large-scale development. Currently, there's a team of about 100 people working on it. Ashihara then mentioned that photorealism is a kind of visual that Cygames have never done before, so he's really looking forward to the engine's completion. When it becomes fully operative, it will then enable the company to develop more realistic games with a focus on lighting. They also mentioned that unfortunately, Cygames hasn't been able to share new information for a long time, but the visuals have evolved considerably since the last reveal. He's hoping that when they do show something, it will of course deliver and meet everyone's expectations. So, that's what we currently have. Now, if we jump over to the trailers that we do already have, then basically we see a character exploring ruins, now sort of taken over by nature. He examines tree branches, possibly some sort of, say, tracking mechanic, thinking of like Monster Hunter World tracking, but maybe a little bit more involved. Could be pretty cool. Interesting note, there is a voiceover in the background that we are the shield that will not break, we are the sword that will not bend. So perhaps we sort of belong to some kind of guild or hunting squadron, which could be rather interesting. There's of course a giant dragon, pretty hard to forget this bit. In the game, game, it looks like when you're blocking, you sort of like take these big sort of knockbacks. So it's probably like a big stamina sink. Of course, that's kind of how blocking normally works in these games. So potentially sort of stamina management and that sort of skill system that you kind of come to expect from these kinds of games. Evades also appear to have iframes from what we can see. And of course, when you do get hit, you get clapped. My guy basically hits a wall with insane force, so I'm hoping that that isn't just a cinematic thing. I'm hoping that actually kind of like translates into gameplay, because that would be really cool to see. The trailer also sort of makes it look like you failed to take down the beast a couple of times, so it's either clever cutting or potentially there's some sort of Soulsy mechanic, some kind of like rebirth mechanic. We'll have to wait and see. Again, I'm not saying every single game needs to be a Soulsborne game, but I also wouldn't complain because I like those kind of mechanics. The trailer then ends with this giant in the background, highlighting that maybe dragons aren't the only threat they'll be up against. And that's kind of where we're at right now. So admittedly, not a great deal, no sort of update as to when the game may release, but that is of course the roundup on the information we currently have. So the fact they're working on both of them, the fact that the project is still very much alive, hopefully, given that everything has kind of been pushed to 2022, hopefully next year we might find out more. As and when we do, I'll of course keep you guys posted, I'll definitely let you guys know. So if you are looking forward to it, of course, don't forget to keep it locked. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you want to catch more from us, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our latest uploads. And if you want somewhere to hang out, play games, or chat all things from games to anime, food to fitness, consider joining the ARPG Gaming Discord.